Good evening, my lovely Spocklights, and welcome to another post-narrated Wi-Fi battle. My name is Spockles, I'll be your commentator for this evening, and the match that I'll be presenting to you was organized within the Clan Wars, which in turn was organized by the Chaotic Plasma Pokemon Battling and Trading Group. And that was just an awesome competition where you form a clan, you and your friends, and you sign up, and then for 1 week, I think it was 1 week, yeah, for 1 week, you get to battle other people from other clans. And if you win, you get 1 point. If you win with a 5-0 victory or a 6-0 victory, then you get 2 points. And at the end of that week, all the points will add up, and the winner would receive a hefty prize in 30 shiny Pokemon. So that was an awesome format, and I really wanted to participate. And in principle, you were allowed to bring 2 legendaries in your team, like OU legendaries, not the Uber kind. But from time to time, when people issue challenges, they would specifically demand not to bring legendaries, just to get a fair fight. So of course, in our quest for battles and points, I had to switch around my team a little bit. So instead of bringing Heatran and Landora's Eye this time, I brought Reuniclus and Donphan. So that's basically my team. It's Assaultvest Conkeldurr, Choice Band Scizor, Mega Venusaur as a special wall, Gastrodon as a physical wall, Trick Room Life Orbed, Magikarp Reuniclus, and physical wall, Rapid Spinner, and Stealth Rocker Donphan. And my opponent is bringing a very interesting strategy, as he has the Huntail, I believe, and Huntail is known to be a Baton Pass giver. So it has the Shell Smash and it has the Baton Pass, and looking at the rest of his team, that might prove to be very dangerous, because he's bringing the Garchomp, the Greninja, the Charizard. All three of them are very, very powerful recipients of the Baton Pass, the Shell Smash. It can go either physical or special, so very dangerous. And then he has a defensive core and a support core consisting of Mandibuzz and Klefki. So without further ado, let's just get this battle on the road. Of course, I don't want this Baton Pass chain to be completed, otherwise I will be in big doo-doo. So, let's get this show on the road, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? So, Flare is issuing a challenge, which I, of course, gladly accept. And keep in mind, because I want to keep 5-0 or 6-0 on the board, I might be a little conservative at the start. And, but yeah, let's just see. So, I lead off with Conkeldurr. And he goes for the Thunder Wave. Like, statusing a Conkeldurr is not really a good idea, but I just decided to go for the knockoff right here because it's neutral damage and it would knock off any item that my opponent might have, which is always a nice strategy to have. I do get the critical hit, but even with the critical hit, that damage was negligible, so I have to switch out here, and I switch out into Slugworth, and this allows my opponent to set up a Reflect. And now at this point, his strategy is really coming into play, because with the Reflect, this Huntail will be a lot more difficult to take down, especially with the weak attacks that my Slugworth is providing him. And at this point, it might have been a better idea to just stay in and go for another Earth Power, but because it wouldn't damage enough, and I actually forgot a little bit about the Reflect, I figured, okay, after a Shell Smash, a Guts boosted Mach Punch would easily take out this this Huntail. It is a Huntail, yeah, it is a Huntail, maybe, yeah. But I've totally forgot about the Reflect, and look at that, that did nothing. So the Huntail got off a Baton Pass chain, and I was like, well, fuck. So he brings in the Garchomp, and mind, this Garchomp now is a +2 speed, +2 attack, +2 special attack, and that is gonna hurt a shit ton. Look at that. I wanted to go for the Ice Punch, hoping he would do something stupid or something, but he didn't do it, he just killed me off with an Earthquake. So I figured, okay, Tuskrader has a Sturdy, so maybe 2 Ice Shards might be able to take him down. In hindsight, I don't know if Earthquake would have done more damage the first time around, but I think 2 Ice Shards was still the best play to go. But look at that, even a +2 doesn't even break the Sturdy. That's a physical wall right there. and a second Ice Shard, but it's not gonna be enough to take him down, but it is gonna put him down to the point where a Bullet Punch from Scizor will take care of the Garchomp. So at this point I lost already 2 Pokemon, so all conservation that I had before is out of the room. Now we just want to win, so I go for the Bullet Punch right here, and now we just have to kill whatever is left. But that doesn't mean that it's over yet, because he still has the Klefki to set up the Reflect and the Light Screens again, and he still has the Huntail to try another Baton Pass chain. But I switch it to Slugworth because an Earth Power will do a decent amount of damage, I thought. So I figured he would switch out here, but he didn't, so I went for the Scald, which does nothing after a Light Screen. And here I misclicked actually, because he went for the Reflect, and of course now an Earth Power would still do a decent chunk of damage, but I misclicked on the Skull. I just pressed A a little bit too fast, and yeah, that's basically a free turn for him to switch out into the Huntail. But this time I did go for the Earth Power. And yeah, behind the Light Screen, that is not doing that much, so the Huntail is still real. But I figured, yeah, but even from behind the Light Screen, if he would have gone for the Shell Smash right here, he still would have had the special defense drop, as you can see here, and then an Earth Power would take him out. So I just stayed in and went for the Earth Power this time, and indeed it does take care of the Huntail. So that's good. So no longer will there be a Baton Pass chain. That is great, but we still have some threats to deal with, namely this Charizard. And I didn't know what Charizard this kind was, but I just decided to stay in and scout, because at this point Gastrodon wasn't really that useful anymore, and I couldn't allow a free setup. So in the case that it would have been a Charizard X, I couldn't allow a free setup. So that is why I stayed in and went for the Skull. Just, you know, it is still a Charizard, might be neutral or super effective damage. And now the Light Screen wore off, and after the Dragon Dance he goes to the Dragon Club, but I am a physical wall. Look at that, I take that easily. He gets hurt by the Rocky Helmet, and then an Earth Power will easily take care of Charizard X. So the power of Gastrodon has been shown in this battle right here. And yeah, basically his biggest threats are gone now, except for this Greninja. And I figured, yeah, okay, everything that he has left is either a wall or the special sweeper, so I'm just gonna stay in and see what happens. And he goes for the Skull. I think he predicted me to switch out or something, I don't know, but he goes for the Skull. I take it like a Storm Drainer, I take it because I have the Storm Drain, and it allows me to recover, so that was great. I now have +1 special attack, meaning that I can just go for a little bit of damage. But he switches out the Greninja, must be because he's Choice Specs or something, but he goes into Mandibuzz, which is totally immune to my Earth Power, but that doesn't matter because I do have the Ice Beam. So I'm gonna go for the Ice Beam right there, and it does a decent amount of damage. And yeah, I predicted him here to go for the Roost. That's why I went for the Scald, I think, but he goes for the Foul Play instead, doing a decent amount of damage to me. But if I didn't have gone for the Scald of the Ice Beam, that would have been a dead Mandibuzz. But hindsight 2020, still looking great. He's gonna go for the Roost right now, while I go for another Scald. Kinda also hoping to get a little burn off, but in principle I'm not really. No, I'm not going for the Skull. I'm going for the Ice Beam here. So yeah, those were a couple of misplays on my behalf. Doesn't really matter though. I'm in a good position against this Mandibuzz. I also have the recovery. He knows it. That's why he switches out, and that's why he goes into his Greninja. And I just go for the Scald, getting some extra damage off. And at this point I figured, okay, he's Specs. I knew that he was Specs because I didn't see life or damage or anything like that. So I'm just gonna go into Scizor, and knowing that he would go for anything else but a Scald. And yeah, he goes to the Dark Pulse, and look at that damage. That is actually a decent amount of damage, and he didn't take any life or recoil, so that is definitely a Specs Greninja. So I could have finished him off with the Bullet Punch. That's what I went for right here, but he switches in the Mandibuzz, and the crit kills off the Mandibuzz. Didn't matter, I don't really think so, because if the crit would have been able to kill it, then surely 2 bullet punches in a row would have been able to kill it. That is just basic math. So, that was not an important crit, but still, he gets the free switching into the Klefki, who can set up the Reflect once more, while I go for the Bullet Punch. I barely kill it. He goes for the Thunder Wave on the second turn, which is fine, because I wasn't planning on using anything else but Bullet Punch anymore. And yeah, the Bullet Punch is gonna take out the Klefki, leaving his only threat on the field is this Greninja. So he basically has to lock himself into one move to hit us all, and in order to hit us all for super effective, for neutral damage at least, he would have to go for the Dark Pulse. And again, another crit, but doesn't kill him because it's behind the Reflect, and doesn't really matter in the end, because my final Pokemon, the Pokemon that I will send out now, is the Mega Venusaur, which can easily tank several Dark Pulse hits, and then just finish it off with a Giga Drain or a Sludge Bomb. So that's what I do. I Mega Evolve. He's gonna go for the Dark Pulse right there, and as you can see, that is not even a 4-hit KO, and I can just Giga Drain the Choice Specs Greninja to death. So that will be the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Once more, if you want to participate in the next Clan Wars, make sure to click on the link in the description below to the Chaotic Plasma Pokemon Battling and Trading Group, and I hope to see you guys there. Until then, my name was Spockles. Peace out.